and it's her daughter going, "Oh my God, mommy, they took me. This
I
is a
think
ransom."
I've heard the story.
See,
Yeah,
I
I
knew
think I've
you
heard the
did.
story.
I knew you did.
Yes.
And like she's
And it was just
crying,
legit
she's
all
hysterical.
generated,
Legit all AI generated. Scarjo.
yeah. She's suing Lisa AI of just making a parody of her name and her likeness and legit.
Oh my God.
It's legit. It is
We're creating Gaia.
Setting
doing
up
the
the
Lord's
scene.
work over here.
Yeah.
The atmosphere of modern-day society has created the illusion of moral, philosophical, and social lines between what's right and what's wrong. We examine this theoretical mirage in today's latest topics and controversies. My name is Erin.
I'm Aleks. Let's begin. Alrighty. Today we are going to be talking about a Scarlett Johansson for the first time ever in the history of humanity.
Scarjo.
Yeah. She's suing an app company which is Lisa AI, and her allegations of, because it's not yet resolved, of just making a parody of her name and her likeness and advertising a thing from them. It's actually been posted on X, as I've done my research very well today.
Who calls it X?
Yes.
No fucking body.
Yes,
It's
it's been posted on Twitter. She put a post.
She didn't. They did.
They did put the post on Twitter, where they actually used first cuts of her real video of her, and then it cut off to images which AI generated, and also AI generated voice behind that, which been advertising their app, their platform basically. Interestingly enough, it has been said on the bottom with a very fine print. It's been said that it is not her, it's all AI generated.
I saw that.
Which I think is rather just adds insult to injury. It's we can do that, you can't go after us, and now she does, so very well.
Fascinating. I 100% think that people should be able to copyright their likeness.
For sure.
And even their voices, I think, is kind of where we're headed with that.
That's true.
She's super lucky that this has come out of just after the writer's strike. Because the writers, they protested against AI writing, and the court has judged that any written material by an AI cannot be copyrighted.
Okay.
So that means if you want to produce this giant movie, you want to save money on writers.
Yeah, you can.
You hire AI. You can't copyright it, so someone can go remake the movie with and get the exact same proceeds.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
It's a big deterrent for studios to not want AI written material. You also cannot win an award if you have AI written material. So you can't win an Oscar, you can't win a Grammy, you can't win a whatever, and you can't. If anyone uses AI for any changes in the writing, you have to you have to disclose this line was written by AI. This line was written by. You have to make it public.
Okay, so all of my dissertations that I ever wrote in my life through the ChatGPT will now have to be officially disclosed. So sad. But it's actually, you know what I wanted to mention, because that's absolutely true, and the fact that we're coming out just after SAG, after getting their things already on the way, and there are some things, if I heard correctly, there are a few things yet to be finalized with them. Not with the writer's strike, but with the actors' strike.
The actors' strike's still going on.
Yeah, so there are a few things more, and I think this is gonna add to that as well, and be like, look,
100%.
this is whilst this happening.
100%.
That was the thing is.
It's such good timing that it happened
now. Yeah, that's true.
I think in terms of any artist ever, when it comes to movie production or advertisements or whatever, it is going to be illegal.
Legit, yeah. What I was thinking though is to kind of add a little bit of a plot twist here. I think this is genuinely the only time we can afford to sue the companies like that, because AI yet is weak enough to not to be super efficient at producing the material like that, which means it needs a supervision. As long as the AI doesn't need the supervision anymore, majority of the videos ever produced are going to be produced by AI, and that's going to be millions and millions of them. And there's no way you can track that anymore.
I didn't think about like just AI sitting there generating videos for the hell of it.
I think because look, it's gonna be an AI system that learns the successful strategy of capturing the people's attention, for example, for the algorithm or something. And those things are going to become vastly more successful at TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is, than real humans who do mistakes from psychological perspective.
Yeah,
at
but
that
don't
level,
you get into like no, but you get into the uncanny valley.
What do you mean?
Uncanny valley, where you as a human you recognize that something isn't really a human, and it gives you the creeps, and it makes you not enjoy it.
But at that time, you will not already. That's what I think. I think it's just going to be the time where you just not be able to. And I think now is the only time that you can.
Maybe.
I just wanted to add kind of a grim note there, for sure.
But I think that we are headed towards a future where every parent is going to give birth to their kid and like 3D image it and copyright their looks, because where the law is headed currently is that you can copyright your looks so people can't use it for advertising. But if you don't copyright yourself and copyright your looks and copyright your voice, it's up for grabs.
Interesting.
So I think we're heading towards, literally, as you're leaving the hospital, you're going to be 3D like, scanning your babies. This is a real person. And you'll make it cry and be like, oh, that's the sound of my child. You can't use it. You know?
Interesting. That's actually, probably not for the everyday people, because it's so many of us that there is no point, kind of.
I disagree. Do you not...
Unless it's automated.
No, because you have to think, there is currently the huge situation of AI deep fakes when it comes to like pornography and stuff. But now the big problem is these people are using it on images of minors. Oh, wow. So they're creating like child, well, you can't say it, CP. They're creating CP using AI imagery. And they're using real images of, they essentially friend you on Facebook. They make you think that maybe you have a few friends in common because they add friends from your friend group. They go through whatever you post on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, and they see you, celebrating your baby's 1 year anniversary or 1 year birthday, and celebrating your 10-year anniversary with your husband, but with your family. And they take the images of your kids, and then they turn it into CP.
That's
and they're using
bad, actually.
It's very bad. But it is normal, mundane people who are the target of this. And
I see. Okay.
And it's showing up on porn sites everywhere. They use it for... there's this one girl who she was literally blackmailed with AI images of her naked, which weren't actually her, but it was so believable. She was blackmailed with that. And she was a minor.
That's
like where the dark web is headed, and
it is quite dramatic. Where the AI use, and especially how new all of that technology is, we really need to catch up with the kind of all of those things that we're just right now not involved yet in from the law perspective. It is true that a few people came out and said that we are actually solving things from the problems of the AI faster than we are able to create boundaries to how it should work. I think I've wrote a couple of notes about it. Liron Shapira, his name. Is he
actually French, or I think he's
French. Yeah, I think he's He's a Frenchman. Otherwise, I'm just wrong.
Around
Around a month ago, he came out and said that they are working very successfully on self-improving code, and it's showing real promises, which means that you will able to launch AI that doesn't need human supervision anymore. It just goes and it improves, and then creates AI5 will create AI6.
Well, that's the problem.
AI7.
We are at that point of technology where it is almost an instant evolution.
That's
and
the thing.
You can get that quick.
Exactly. And that was the first point, is that it's gonna be, everything is gonna be so flooded with the AI things that dividing real from AI.
That's crazy, because I never once thought about, like, obviously you think about AI generated images, you think about AI generated content, which is becoming more and more popular. There was the first essentially AI pop artist that was signed to a record label recently.
What?
I don't know if you know about that.
No, I haven't heard about it.
So it's becoming more and more common, but I wasn't thinking about AI just sitting there generating content for there just to be content for us to consume. And there probably will be. There'll probably just be AI just sitting there spitting it out faster than we can consume it, and it'll be everywhere.
Literally, yeah. And there's going to be a company behind that which profits from the advertisement of people watching it and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There you go.
My point is, I think we are legally going to get to the point where everybody essentially copyrights their voice and copyrights their looks.
So
it cannot be generated. So you can't. So if they are caught and found making AI CP with your child, you can sue copyright claim. Maybe not any other kind of law, but you can at least sue for copyright.
Well, you can, hopefully you
material.
can sue for bloody blackmailing and actually get them in jail for the
blackmail
CP itself.
I don't even know if it would be blackmail. It's just the fact that you're using, my child to create this perverse content. It should be legal.
That's true.
But our law isn't there yet. So I think 100%. You're leaving the hospital, scanning your babies up, and making
and
sure.
that's true. And how much is the ChatGPT now in the real world everywhere?
Oh yeah.
Everybody talks about it, and everybody uses it.
Yeah.
Like it's here.
And it will continue to get
faster. That's true. That's true.
Kidnapping. I know you haven't heard about this, but the rest of the world, y'all all have heard about
You'll
this.
update it.
Yeah.
Boo.
I'll keep them updated, don't worry.
Okay.
So this mother, she gets a phone call.
Okay.
And she picks up the phone, and it's a number she doesn't recognize, and it's her daughter going, "Oh my God, Mommy, they took me. This is a ransom."
I've heard the story.
See,
yeah,
I knew you did. I knew you did.
Yes.
And she's
and
crying.
It was just
She's hysterical.
Generated,
Legit, all AI generated. They
That's
literally
crazy.
took videos from her,
Instagram
social media.
Or something. Yeah. I think I heard this.
And was able to use that because now you have AI generated music. AI generate. No, you can say, "Hey, I wonder what it would sound like if I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston was actually sung by Prince."
Yeah, that's true.
And you just upload all of the music, and you can literally listen to it. They've done some amazing ones with Freddie, bringing Freddie back from the dead. But it's causing a huge issue now that it is all coming out with music studios, because you don't have to have your music artist, a music artist might not be entitled to their own voice anymore, and they can use AI to make whatever fucking song the producer wants.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
just a cover. They can create a new song using that artist's voice, but giving that artist no pay, no credits, no nothing.
And again, that's writers and actors now on the picket lines. Well, writers no more because they resolved it. But that's exactly what the thing is. It's how do we separate the AI art from the regular people art as well?
And it'll have to be the same when it comes to music. I don't know I don't think the writer's strike has translated to music studios yet. But can you imagine, we use auto-tune so much.
That's true.
What's the fucking difference between auto-tune and AI? How do you
That's true.
between the two when you're just listening to it. How do you and at
how
what
do you prove
point,
that this their voice or not their voice?
exactly? And then at that point, how do you know if they're applicable for a Grammy or an Oscar or whatever award you want to give that song or that piece?
How much of it can be
how much
AI?
is AI?
Yeah. It's a good question.
Orchestral music. So I feel really bad because I grew up in the orchestra. I played violin with a whole bunch of people who devoted their life to it. I just did it for fun. I'm not that good. I don't I'm not great. But I was friends with people that, devote 6-7 hours of their day to just practicing and making their craft better. Sometimes 10 hours or 12 hours. It's insane how much they put into it. And you, pray for a job with an orchestra to go and, play next to equally talented folks traveling the world or propped up in a city like New York Philharmonic or something like that. People don't need to pay to come and see you anymore. They can AI,
that's true,
it would destroy the entire craft of that. Musicians in general,
as long as you.
I need to get your thoughts. Two set violin.
I think
let me know your thoughts.
Hilariously enough, I think they done an episode where they tried blindly to decipher if that is AI generated or played by a real human.
They probably did.
I think
need
they
to catch
did an
up.
episode.
I need to catch up.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Sorry.
But within that being said, it's true. It does get quite how do you also, because from voice perspective you might be able to somehow decipher is that this person, and if this person, it means it's an impersonation and that's not good.
But at that point, what do you do with, for example, the man who made autotune, essentially the most famous thing? What do you do with T-Pain's music? At what point are you oh no, that's AI?
Yeah, it's just, it becomes,
because it is AI technically
already. Well, yeah, it's so heavily influenced. That's true. It's very hard to get to, I don't know, legally, how do we get that repercussion going with that sense?
Good on you, ScarJo, fighting the good fight. You're really
setting
doing
up
the
the
Lord's
scene.
work over here. It's what we need to be done, because if she doesn't do it,
that's true.
What was it? Tom Hanks as well.
Tom Hanks, yeah.
Something happened with him, and he didn't do anything legally, but he wrote, hey, I'm not involved in this. This isn't me. It's fake. But if they're not taken to court for this, then advertisers are what? I don't have to pay for a very famous actor to endorse my product? No. I can just AI generate it. Which is so cheap now as well. It's not you got to be rich to use AI.
And the further way down the line, the
trickle
cheaper.
down to even just your local commercials, for your citywide commercials, where people are come on down to Mattress King, we got mattresses for sale and whatever. It can
it's even harder.
It can AI The Rock in there.
Yeah. But it's even harder then to sue, actually, because it's so diluted now.
Yeah, well, also how is it going to reach you? If it's local, it might not get to you because it's just on local cable and nobody watches cable anymore.
But it's also local, could be with local people done as well. And the local people don't have enough, enough the social media power like Scarlett Jo has.
Yeah. Speaking of Scarlett Jo, how ironic that she did the movie Her.
Yes.
She was literally AI.
Yes. And now she is AI.
And now
literally.
She portrayed AI, and now she is AI.
Now AI portrays her. Look, this is actually a friendship we're looking at the new friendship developing here. Look, they just mimicking each other now.
It's wild. But also AI taking over literally everything. So music that you listen to, it is in war propaganda now.
That's true.
It is being used to manipulate the media, what you think about things. The latest would be Israel, but Russia, the Ukraine,
Absolutely.
It's used as propaganda to make you think things are happening that aren't happening. And it's there because a lot of times war is over money, but countries don't want to tell you that. They want to push you into emotionally reacting, which is what happened with America didn't get into World War II until Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and they were emotionally invested into it, and like their own soldiers got killed. So
now you're mentioning about it, I was actually thinking, just popped up on my mind, that this kind of, you know, psychological warfare is not new to us. Like, we've been dropping leaflets on cities since we invented planes, practically, during 100%. The war. But the fact that it's like image and sound, it's so new to us that we're genuinely so gullible to it.
Well, I mean, just think, it was genuinely not that long ago when it was American, like, big news that people thought, I think it was the White House or the Pentagon, had gotten blown up because there was like a news broadcast and it looked like one of the buildings,
like
when
buildings
it
blown up.
Actually was AI, but they had to literally come out and be this was AI,
okay.
and we're fine. Nothing happened. There was no bomb.
That's crazy.
And it looked legitimate enough to make people think America was being bombed.
Yeah, well, maybe now you look at it and now you'll be like, oh, that's not legit, because you just experienced it a little bit. But as a new thing, for sure you would be like, oh my gosh.
Well, even now, everyone is believing like the war propaganda that's coming out.
That's true.
It's so easy to believe. Because it's so emotionally evoking as well.
True.
Like, it will be the most disturbing thing
to
evoke an emotion out of you, and you're not gonna think logically in that moment. You're gonna be reacting to,
that's true.
Wow, that is a horrendous thing I just saw. How fucking could that exist? And then you just react. You don't necessarily look at it and go, oh wait, let me step back. I think maybe recognizing, or at least questioning the world around you is gonna be a much bigger deal in school. Yeah. Moving forward.
I think I kind of myself scrolling through the social media now, looking at videos and like just looking at whatever pictures and recordings coming in through, I kind of already coming to the mind to be like, oh, is that real or not? Like, there are some things that I'm 100%. Like, some of the videos I watch and I'm like, this just looks odd. Yeah. I don't know why, but it looks odd.
But even if it real? Even if it doesn't look odd, sometimes it'll be so shocking that you're like, that can't be real. That can't be real. That can't be real. Yeah, and then you have to like go search, is it real? Is it real? Yeah. You know what is not AI? Wimbayana. He's amazing.
There's imaginary points right there.
Throw that out there.
Very good.
He's not AI.
Oh, he's
real.
Not AI. Until he isn't. Have you met the guy?
Alexander, don't put that out there.
Have you met the guy?
Oh. Sorry,
no,
I thought you
so
were
he very well can be
AI.
Him. No, no. I don't apply death on anybody. I'm just saying that he might be not real. I'm gonna start a new religion. A new cult is gonna be like, my band is not real. Yeah, I'm gonna collect coins against that. Yes, I'm gonna be the new Tom whatever. What's
Nobody's following you.
Yes, I'm gonna record the new.
He does 007. Seem unreal though.
Very good.
But no, there's so many things I scroll through and I'm just like shocked, and I'm like, that can't be real. That can't be real. And I have to go and look at it. But the problem is American school systems, not to like harp on this because this is off topic. Off topic slightly. But I do have a point and I'll get there. Because American school systems apply the No Child Left Behind, meaning whoever is failing, they kind of move the grades up enough to where the last person who's failing would pass, right? So it becomes an easier and easier standard, and it's not as necessary for people to apply themselves. But the point of school overall and in general is to make you question things. And people think it's a teacher standing in front of them telling them this is the truth and blah, blah, blah. No, the point of school is to make you think, make you question, is this real, is this not real? I think that kind of critical thinking and thought process and like close reading, if you're a literature major, close reading is going to be needed in order, not for school, but to navigate the world around you moving forward.
Yeah.
And that is a difficult challenge for parents to teach naive children.
That's true.
Who are going to see AI images and AI videos, and they're going to believe them because they're kids, and kids want to believe. Kids want to believe in Santa Claus. Kids want to believe in this. They're going to, take it at face value.
From their perspective, it also could be what's worth it to be a real or an AI in certain things. They could just be whatever. Doesn't matter really, and that's true.
The AI,
just the mindset's going to be.
Well,
very
the AI
so.
pop artist, literally signed to a record label. I gotta
look through
I gotta
which
Google
one.
her because I forgot what her name. AI.
I like how you say her.
It's a girl.
It's an AI.
Okay, it.
It's not real. Okay.
AI pop artist signed to record label. I don't Nunuri.
Interesting.
That's the name.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So everything is generated by AI. The voice, the music, everything.
All of it.
That's crazy.
All of it.
And that's frankly, look, and that's the beginning. Just imagine in 10 years' time how beyond imaginable it's gonna be. And that's also can I just question? Yeah, it's like Avicii.
That has a record, but
no, it's legit.
the Gorillaz have been doing something similar because the Gorillaz band is one guy.
Is it one guy?
It's one guy.
Shit.
And he does so many different things for it. And then I think there's another guy that animates it.
Okay. That's crazy. I don't know. I didn't.
But the Gorillaz have been an AI band. They have a record label.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Well, yeah, it is an AI band.
Not AI band. It's a band that's laid out and just done by one person. It's not generated by AI.
He doesn't show his face.
Everything.
It's all cartoon.
Yeah, but
it's AI images. They're AI characters.
Aren't they not drawn?
Okay. Maybe they're hand drawn.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's what.
No, I understand what you mean.
Avatar.
Yeah. I understand what you mean, but no, it's a real person creating the music, though. That's where the thing is. And he records
but I mean,
things, right?
I'm sure he uses synth and things that aren't human made.
I understand.
Where do you draw the line on an artificial sound and a real sound?
Yeah.
At what point is it a fake instrument? Where it's like a keyboard, but the keyboard's programmed to play other sounds that aren't a
on
piano.
top,
you know,
like tertian all the time you press once,
synth, and it, whatever. Well, at what point is it AI? Because that's it.
It is a good question, and
it might be a real human playing it, but it's not an actual sound that you can't go and build strings that vibrate on that frequency and make that sound the way that you do with a guitar.
Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting thing as well to see from the social perspective as well, to be where are we going to go? Are we going to just bluntly accept that, majority of things on the internet are just AI generated and hell with it? Or are we going to be like...
Well, this was the big controversy as well, which was the AI generated art that won. Did you see the...
Oh, the painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that?
I think I've heard of it. I have not seen the details, but I think I heard.
The artist fed AI a bunch of images of concepts.
Yeah.
And had the AI create an image based around what the artist fed them.
Okay.
And it won, but that was extremely controversial because it's technically not the artist creating that image.
That's true. That's Detroit Become Human right there. Just saying.
I love that game. I love that game.
That's legit.
You know, what's crazy is I think it was 2035 that the game took place in. 2035. It wasn't that
that's
far
probably
in the future.
real.
That's what I
probably
mean.
legit.
Are we that far from having androids run our life? Because maybe not. Maybe not.
Probably a little bit later.
You don't know. Technology goes so fast.
It does. Like, think about,
Where were we 12 years ago?
12
That was
years
2010.
ago. 2010.
Smartphones were like a brand new thing.
Yeah,
in
and now you
2010.
have TikTok.
And now you have TikTok. And now you have like the most powerful phones in your pocket.
That's true.
You know?
No, absolutely. And no, it's true that we're really ravaging through the time in terms of the development.
And that was 12 years ago. In 12 years, where the hell are we going to be? You don't know. Maybe it'll be normal for households to have
That's true. What I did not
we're
imagine...
in a Black Mirror episode right now.
What I did not imagine is 3 years of solitary confinement agreed on in the beginning of 2020. That's what I didn't imagine. When I was teenager, I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be in my early 20s. I'm gonna be rocking it.
And then it's like
you're
in lockdown, can't leave your house. Depression will find you.
So frankly enough, it's a little bit different to what I imagined, for sure. But no, it's 2030. It's far away from the technological perspective. Definitely.
Oh my god.
Definitely.
Oh my god.
I did want to touch on the kind of the idea of the AI, and I wanted to start with the premise that after pondering on AI and pondering on general artificial intelligence and specific artificial intelligence, I do think that we will actually, probably the chances are we will never build a general artificial intelligence. We'll probably die to a special artificial intelligence. So
what?
You know the
what
difference,
did you just
right?
say?
So general artificial intelligence, you just feed a concept to an inanimate object, and it becomes live through the exploration, to the sense. General artificial intelligence, it's genuinely existent within itself. Special intelligence, you feed the machine.
Narrow in a field.
You feed the machine to create tickets, and she creating tickets.
More specific information.
Yeah. So it doesn't do anything else but tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and generally it doesn't have purpose, it just exists.
Yeah.
So I think just by how fast we're developing and how little we actually do from the repercussion perspective of it, I think we're just gonna be murdered by a machine who wishes to create a lot of tickets because we just set it up to be as such. I mean, you've heard of the paradox, right? The ticket machine paradox. Yeah, I think you've heard of that. Imagine you created an AI that can generate a lottery tickets.
Okay.
And you optimize it for creating as many lottery tickets as it possibly can.
But why would you want... just in general, not winning tickets.
No, just
tickets.
as many lottery tickets as you can, and that's the purpose.
Okay.
To create as many, and so it diverts a route around itself with metals that it needs to produce the printing, the actual printers and blah 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 and everything, and then it runs out of papers and it just starts drawing iron from people's blood, and it gets it gnarly very fast because it's you set it to create as many tickets as it can. And if you run out of everything else, another way, and it's so everybody dies basically, and that's an idea that we're probably gonna screw ourselves up inevitably.
You know what this is?
Go for it.
This is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Is it? That's legit.
No, oh my god!
That's legit. We're
creating Gaia.
No, to the degree, it's true. Well, before Gaia, I assume that this company thing that killed everybody with the...
No, they used Gaia to create all this
save,
stuff.
Right?
Well, that was the point. It was supposed to save.
No, I think Gaia was created after the cataclysm. I think Gaia was created after the cataclysm.
Gaia was created to solve it, so everyone was going to die.
Okay.
Because they created this AI to make the machine.
So I think so we are in the ticket machine AI moment now.
And then we created Gaia to fix the problem. But then Gaia didn't
work out. Yeah.
And then you had to fix Gaia to fix. Sorry if you don't game.
Yes.
But I just really... How do we go from Scarlett Johansson to Horizon Zero Dawn? And you know what? It's not wrong.
Yeah, that's not wrong. That's true.
It's not wrong.
But we do have references in real, in the real kind of artistic media world with the things that could be real, and true about the Black Mirror episodes. That is, we are a step away.
Mirror episode.
We are a step away.
Okay. this is something kind of related to AI, but not really. And this already, in a way, exists. So after someone that you love passes away, you feed this AI as many photos, videos, and sound bites and whatever you can of that person. And it literally will replicate that person so that you can text and call on the phone.
That's crazy.
With that person.
I think I saw some TikToks about it.
Which is going to psychologically fuck you up because it takes grieving and just goes, oh no, you don't need to do that anymore. And you completely skip the grieving process and you think of this AI as your
relative
loved one carrying on. And it exists already, but that was a big episode of Black Mirror where she had like this robot of her dead husband or like
I didn't watch that.
and the child's father, and she kept it in the attic, and he was there to like replicate him and be as much like him. But again, it fucks with the grieving process.
That's crazy.
And
again, we're not that far from it. Interestingly enough, that it was not so long time ago that I think it was they bought by Google that's been released the videos of, and the way how they walk and the way how they find the balance and how to interact with the world is also it's escalating so fast that we are really like we're at the time
instant
where
evolution is upon us.
It's upon us. Yeah, they actually have a technical term about it, which is called technological singularity. Is when exactly that when the evolution is so fast that it's outside of our control. It happens without it. It just goes as it is. Because
well,
the
I
machines
think evolution is already there.
Well, yeah,
like we don't control how humans evolve, but our pinky toes are going away because we don't need them anymore. Because we wear shoes.
That's true.
We don't have teeth that match up with our bottom teeth anymore because we use forks. Whereas if you look at human teeth from the 1500s, it's like this, like on top of each other.
Bite, clean bite.
And we have overbites now, which is common because we use forks.
Interesting. Wow.
We evolve.
Yeah. To be fair, this is a very uncomfortable position.
You say that, but if your mouth was evolved to be that way, it would be fine.
That's true. Well, it is interesting. Speaking of the evolution is a very interesting from the kind of the perspective of intelligence is a very interesting thing. Because as much as we are abide by the rules of evolution, we are also, because we are conscious, we're like a very interesting substrate of evolution. Because evolution wants one thing, you want another, but it acts through you to the degree where 100%, you follow the evolution.
Like you have like people who are born blind. Before in the past, they would have just died, and that would have been it, and we wouldn't have carried on the
Yes, that's true.
Now they're allowed to you know, that's not the word I wanted. I'm not about that.
We just got banned. We just got banned.
No,
everywhere.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like nature at the time would have like killed them.
That's it. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to help them.
Now we live in a society. Yeah, now we live in a society where you don't have to die, even if you have those kind of handicaps, or if you have a genetic disease, or you have some kind of problem with you. We have a society that can figure out a way for you to survive regardless. Whereas before, nature was a fuck you, like you're out.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's true. As everybody understands, she's a fan of eugenics. Under the bus.
I'm not.
But no,
my partner has Crohn's disease. Fuck you.
This is like you're racist, but you have black friends. It's like the same.
I have SVT. Like, what do I want myself to die?
It's a joke. But that's not what I. But it is true that we already shift so much from the evolutionary perspective for a good or a bad of it. We just do it, but also they think that because we are not when we are actually, for example, we are mating, right? the goal, evolutionary
That's not
goal.
what I do.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, for sure.
I don't
But
make...
evolutionary goal is to reproduce, and your goal is to derive pleasure from it.
Hey, I'm sorry. I am sorry.
No.
You cannot...
But that's what I'm saying.
You cannot make the assumption that the evolutionary purpose is reproduction because, like, a shit ton of people and philosophers and scientists would argue with you that that is not the point of evolution or existence. That is your assumption.
No. If you cannot pass on your genes, I'm not saying reproduce as much as you can. That's definitely false.
You are
But
still
you are
suggesting that
reproducing.
the point of evolution is to carry on your own specific genes. There's a lot of people that would argue this point.
Could be. Okay, interesting. Again, that's probably a
So
whole different episode.
you're making
But no,
making a
that's
big
true.
assumption here.
That's true.
So we'll go with your assumption.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
the entire point and purpose of existing is to carry on your genes, then
No. Then basically, it's an interesting observation then, because if that is an evolutionary goal, right, to just progress the line.
big if, but yeah.
Yes. It achieves that way, not through you wishing to reproduce, but through you deriving pleasure from an act of reproduction. And so it's again, and coming back to AI, you set an intelligent system to do something. It's not gonna do that through one step. It's gonna actually take different steps, or maybe even create a multiplier of different attempts to do that to achieve the same
so
goal.
painful for so many females of most species? If that is the ultimate goal and what evolution wants,
I don't know.
why would it make it painful for, like, why are there animals that literally, like, bite your neck while mating and
That's crazy.
like make you bleed
also-
and kill you? What
Yeah.
about the spiders that kill you after they mate with?
But
like,
also, there are like species of huntsman spider. I've learned about it not so long time ago, which they give a birth to young.
I thought
and
we were
it's-
talking about
we're out of the subject, but they give the birth to young, and then they stay in the burrow until they hatch, and they actually eat their mother before they come out, so they have more energy to actually go out in the world.
Yep.
Like that's also crazy.
you know,
Would you have more
seahorses carry the
chances?
babies. I love that.
Yeah,
Be a seahorse.
male horses carry
Yeah.
the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting, but that's again digressing from the subject.
Anyway, the point is, Scarlett Johansson, you are a heroine.
Legit.
Thank you for fighting the good fight, because these are things that are going to affect all of us. All of us. Your face could be used for an advertisement without your consent. Your
That's right.
voice can be used, which people are doing kidnappings, whether it's deep fakes, whether it's, you know, literally war propaganda, you name it. Your image, your likeness, your sound, all of it can be used. If she doesn't fight it now and we don't literally try to crush it out.
Yeah, we do need to.
Because deep fakes have been around for a while,
Yeah, that's
but it's only become more and more as AI has progressed, obviously, where it's been used for such insidious and harmful intent
That's
of CP and all of these things that are really terrible to think about, but it's happening, and you
That's
have
true.
to address it. And if you don't address it now, it is
Too far.
it takes so long for laws to catch up.
That's true. But even for that lawsuit, like how long is it gonna take? It's gonna take years for it to actually be finalized.
We'll see.
Come on.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's how lawsuits work as well. But that's the thing. Again, like we are a step behind of that process already, and the gap is only going to be increasing, and it's good to do it now because there's no better day but now because we are already behind.
Yeah, I think that there has to be a huge, like, big drive within politics across the world for laws around AI. Like, you have to get into it now. It's like, okay, well, what if AI creates this? Is it considered art? Well, what if AI does this with your, like, you need to knock these laws out now.
Or we will be probably having some kind of disclaimer before every video that AI was involved in generating blah 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 blah, and just have this everywhere, and then you know, oh, that's video is real and everything else is not practically. Maybe that's how we're gonna go.
Oh my God, we're gonna like live in a world where everything's like, you know, like how you get the FBI warning at the beginning of a videotape back in the day.
Yeah, it's
like,
probably gonna be that.
FBI warning: you cannot the distribution and copyright of this material, blah blah blah, whatever. It's gonna literally be this video contains images of AI and blah blah blah. There's gonna be like nothing that doesn't have that anymore.
That's true. Yeah, no,
There's
absolutely.
gonna be an AI generated reality show at some point, and
Definitely. I think it's rather sooner than later. Really.
Oh my God.
I mean, as long as they solve the hand problem. Really.
No,
that's
they'll
really
leave
the
it in for now because it'll just be funny or weird or add character.
No, but like that's a thing. Like we're so close.
That was the thing. One of like the Israeli camps that they were using. They took like used a photo and it's like, here's a Israeli like refugee camp, people fleeing away from the war or whatever.
Yeah.
But it turned out the image was fake. The flags didn't work, and there was like people with legs this long and like a torso this long, and like weird images and stuff that didn't make sense.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. Like, because it's so if you have a possession of such a thing like the machinery that can generate that images, it's just so easy and fast for you to actually generate them. And the more you generate, the more chances that you will catch somebody's eye. And that's the whole thing about it. Is like and it's coming back to the whole beginning of the video, that the best solution for your problem there is to generate as many as you can. And then nobody knows what's true, what's false anymore.
Like, we're going to be so polluted. So I always think about, whenever I'm thinking about the future, I know the alarm's over, but I want to make this point. N.T. Anderson, Feed, which is just like a young adult novel written quite a while ago about kind of future predictions about the way that our world is going to evolve. And one of them is you essentially just have internet inside of you. So as you're walking down a street, you are bombarded with digital fake advertisements. Like, you don't have to buy a sign anymore. You're getting like, because your eyes just see it while you're walking down the street because it is artificial. And there's all of these like, people don't speak out loud anymore. If you and I were hanging out, we would just be like DMing in our heads. So there's a lot of like concepts in that novel about what our future is going to look like. And so many of those things have just, like, one of them was that there's a field of steaks getting grown. So rather than raising cows and blah, 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 we've cloned the steaks and can literally just like
grow steaks
without having to like have cows, because we've taken the best parts that we like.
Anymore.
We clone it. Yeah, you don't need the cow anymore. We're literally there. There is artificial meat being created.
They're making meat of plants.
We live in a very digital marketing world. So when every website you go to, it's digital advertisements. What happens when that's integrated into us physically? You're walking down a street, you don't need to see signs anymore. People don't need to pay money for plastic or LED lights or wood or paper or whatever to make a sign. You just will see it regardless because you're walking down that street. So
it is, we are there practically. And wherever we are going from this point is going to be decided, I think, now. That's the point.
Go ScarJo. We believe in you. Fight the good fight. And I hope more celebrities who get dragged into this continue to fight the good fight.
Yes. I'm going to come out of that. Okay, well, probably I'll do the outro, because why not? Take us out. The alarm has sounded a few minutes ago now, which means that today's episode is over. However, it doesn't have to stop, so please go into the comments and comment down below what's your opinion about that. If you have any insight, if you're working around AI, or maybe you're involved in a Scarlett Jo, the whole thing there, and you maybe own the Elisa AI, I would very wish, maybe important be to contact you to it. That would be very interesting. With that being said, as always, if we ever earn any money from that, 10% will go to the charity, which is a
Altruism New Zealand.
Altruism New Zealand, indeed. If the YouTube is not your thing, any other major podcast platforms, we are on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcast, and other just follow our link tree. We are very good at link tree, so therefore all the uploads are there as well.
You can find us anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Instagram and Threads as well. Alrighty, otherwise, bless you, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.